Hey guys, welcome back into the Stokastic YouTube channel. My name is Geoff Ulrich, and in this video, we're going to be talking a little bit of NBA action for Friday, December 16th. We're going to be talking no house advantage in this video. If you're new to no house advantage, there's a couple different ways to play on the site. In this video, we're going to be talking about their pick'em contest. Their pick'em contest is basically a DFS style contest, and what you do is you create prop-based style DFS lineups. That's right. So you take props from their site. Bunch of offerings for this slate. You're gonna have a ton of offerings from the NBA. You put them in the lineup, you assign different values, and you stick that lineup in a big contest to play against the other bunch of people. And you're all playing for big prizes because No Advantage is putting out the heat here. 20K guaranteed, 10K to first for this Friday. They've upped the guarantees on a lot of these contests. Guys, there's overlay on this site. It's a very, very fun way to play, in terms of any sport, for props, for DFS, and there's a lot of strategy involved, and I love getting into it in this videos, and that's what we're going to be talking about here. We're going to be talking about the pick'em contest. There's also the versus the house contest, though, on No Advantage. That's where you're taking props from their site as well, different props, and then putting them in your own ticket and just playing for different multipliers. So playing versus the house in those contests. But for the pick'em contest, again, more DFS style, playing against other people, big prizes, 10K guaranteed to first, 20K guaranteed contest up for today. And if you're new to the site, use promo code Stokastic when you're signing up at No Advantage. It gives you a $50 match deposit bonus right off the top. Promo code Stokastic, new to the site, get that $50 match deposit bonus. Greatly to build a bankroll, try out the site. There are also free projections for No Advantage up on Stokastic.com. Can't emphasize that enough. Check that out after you're done watching this video. Very helpful. Stokastic, bunch of great stats we put out. Very, very solid projections, trust me. And, free for No Advantage on every slate. So do me one favor, smash that like button, subscribe to the Stokastic YouTube channel if you haven't done that already, guys. Lots of great advice coming up after me as well. But let's get into it. Let's dive into this slate. Let's break down a couple of these props that are up on No Advantage for today. We're going to start with Terry Rozier here for the pick'em contest. Now, look, again, the pick'em contest, there's a lot of different strategy involved. There's going to be some very simple places that we're just going to want to take the over the under and move on, and they're going to be a little chalky, but that's okay because they're really good props, and Rozier is one of them. He's got a 17.5 point prop up. Now this is very, very low for Terry Rozier, especially for what he's been doing. We got the Charlotte Hornets on this slate, big implied team total of 121, going up against a fast-paced team in the Atlanta Hawks as well. I know LaMelo Ball's back in the lineup, and that's going to affect Rozier a little bit, usage going forward, but you look at what Rozier has done, well over 20 points in each of his last 10 games. Even with LaMelo Ball back against Detroit in his last game, had no problem going over this prop. So Rozier in a good spot again against Atlanta. Really, again, this is not the spot to fade Terry Rozier. I think on this prop, if his prop starts to come down a little bit or it stays up, then maybe we could start thinking about some unders with LaMelo Ball back in. But for right now, I think Rozier is an easy over at 17.5 points. Not much else to say about it. We got Charlotte, loves to play fast. Rozier's just in really good form. We got a good matchup, quite frankly, with the Hawks on the other side. So projected as one of our strongest plays. Eat the chalk here. Take that Terry Rozier over 17.5 points. Put that high up in your lineups, and we'll find other ways to differentiate around this slate. All right, another player I like for an under, and the projections, you like this as well. I don't think this will be as popular play as Rozier, but it'll probably be somewhat, used. But it's De'Aaron Fox over 21.5 points. Now, Fox is interesting because he had a little bit of an injury issue. He had a little bit of a rough spot just in terms of his overall production as well. He went under this prop 5 games in a row, actually. And like I said, he missed a couple games with some injury concerns as well. But we have Sacramento here going up against Detroit. 121 implied team total here. Fox looked really good in his last game, played 41 minutes, attempted 23 field goals, 27 points. So the efficiency, it's not quite where we want it, but like the volume is back, it looks like, for De'Aaron Fox. And I mean, again, like with Sacramento having this big of an implied team total, going up against a weaker, defensive matchup in terms of just, Killian Hayes on the other side, Detroit Pistons. I like this one a lot. 21.5 points, De'Aaron Fox. I think you got to play the kind of rebound here. Still buying very low on De'Aaron Fox at 21.5 points. Again, like I said, I don't think this will be as highly owned as the Terry Rozier over, but it should be popular. I think you're getting a little bit less ownership with De'Aaron Fox, but good way to start potentially is just putting these two in your over lineups. Like Fox for another bounce back. And again, we'll look for an underplay towards the end of this video here to mix it up, but we got to take advantage of these low props. These are good players in good positions. I think that's the biggest thing. We're not not talking about players who playing 20 minutes a night. We just got to rely on them getting hot. Rozier, Fox, they're going to be out there a ton. They got low point props. Let's go over on Fox as well. And I'm going to hit one more over here as well because we got another really low point prop here on a player who, quite frankly, has just been extremely, extremely good over his last few games. And we've seen this player over his career, when he gets in these kind of zones, it's not a player you want to fade. And it's Julius Randle, the New York Knicks. Over 19.5 points is the prop we're going to be targeting here, which is insanely low. He's gotten over 27 points in each of his last 4 games. Even just 2 games ago against Sacramento, he only played 27 minutes, but produced 27 points. So, producing at around a point per minute there, had 31 points in his last game. Everything about Randle's doing right now is just really good, and especially really good for the over on this kind of prop. The 19.5, it's going to be highly owned, but again, I mean, we've got a close point spread against Chicago. You've got Randle here, who's averaging 10 3-point attempts over his last 4 games. He'd have to get really cold from the field here to go to the under here. I just don't think that's going to happen. Chicago, not a good perimeter defending team either, so probably going to sink a couple threes for us, probably do enough to at least get us over 19.5 points. This is not the spot that I'd want to fade either. Julius Randle, a good 3-point prop target for tonight as well against the Bulls, but for this video and for the contest, we're going to go over 19.5 points. Again, probably be popular, but there's other ways you can differentiate. Don't do it with Randle. Let's talk about one under here play that again, this should help you a little bit in terms of just getting your overall ownership down. And players, we have a big slate tonight, so I think ownership will be spread in and of itself. You don't have to fade every prop just because you think it's going to be chalky. We've got like 8 or 9 games on the slate tonight. There's a lot to choose from, and this is a prop with Myles Turner here at 10.5 rebounds, and we're going to go under on. This is just one people just might kind of blow over. It's a rebound prop. Myles Turner, people know as a center, he's been pretty productive for fantasy, so I'm not sure how many people will go out of their way to fade him, but this is a big rebound prop for Myles Turner. I know what he's been doing lately has been solid from just a point production standpoint, but rebounding, he's only gone over this total once in his last 7 games. His rebounding has kind of been up and down all year. Definitely over the short term, it's seen a trend downwards. And then you've got him in a matchup against the Cleveland Cavaliers, which it's really not good. I mean, they allow the second fewest rebounds against per game. You've got Indiana, also as pretty big underdogs here at 8 points. So could even get a scenario where Turner maybe doesn't see that much time in the last quarter if there's a blowout or something like that. 10.5 rebounds, though, we have this projected as a very strong under. And again, I think these unders just in general, a little bit lower owned in the field for the pick'em contest. So Myles Turner, it's a pretty straightforward play. It's a big number, and we like fading it, but also may not get that much ownership on it as well, which just makes me like it even more. So love that Turner under to round things out. Let's do a quick recap. We're going to go Terry Rozier over 17.5 points. De'Aaron Fox over 21.5 points. Julius Randle over 19.5 points. And Myles Turner under 10.5 rebounds. Again, most of these plays tonight, very obvious. But at the same time, let's not forget there's going to be spread ownership. And if you use 3, even 4 chalky props, you can still differentiate with a couple lower owned plays throughout your lineups. That's the way you should be looking at doing things tonight. I think that's the way this slate sets up. So again, smash that like button for the Stokastic YouTube channel for this video. Subscribe to the Stokastic YouTube channel if you could. And don't forget, if you're new to Notice Unit Advantage, use promo code Stokastic when you're signing up there. You get a $50 free match deposit bonus right off the top. Guys, my name is Geoff Ulrich. Hope you have a great Friday NBA action. Talk to you again soon.